When I'm in a liminal space, I feel strong emotions of loss and nervousness, especially when I'm on a staircase. In such transitional spaces, I often struggle to recognize the direction since there are no reference points other than the space itself. In this project, my research seeks to explore the application of the concept of liminal space in menswear design, with a particular focus on how architectural structural features such as repetition and looping influence people's sense of direction and emotional experience. To achieve this, I use the direct flight as a case study to investigate the geometric shapes and repeating elements of stairs, exploring how these structural features can be integrated into garment design. Through this study, I was able to understand the nature of staircase structures. For instance, a staircase can be seen as a combination of landings and the extensions of those landings, the stairs. The repetition of these elements forms the number of floors in a building, highlighting the repetitive and looping nature of a liminal space. This understanding informed my design methodology, which involves using the extension of garment patterns to connect different parts of garments. This approach creates loops in the garment structure, shaping innovative silhouettes. Additionally, the project employs hatching drawing techniques to analyze the role of light in liminal spaces in order to develop an innovative approach to printing. I conducted a visual experiment by creating toiles first and then recording how the shades and colors of the toiles changed under different light sources. This allows me to develop my prints based on the structures I created in my toiles, enabling a cross-referencing between garment structure and print. By developing these printing methods, I was able to innovate a stripe print methodology that creates the illusion of spatial depth within the garments themselves.
The journey towards self-acceptance of one's own body is often marked by both physical and emotional challenges. Personally, this journey has been deeply shaped by my own experience of congenital asymmetry and a corrective surgery that rectified the curvature of the spine through the insertion of steel rods. These journeys inspired me to create designs that not only show aesthetics, but also provide comfort and psychological empowerment. I conceptualized the term freely bone to symbolize resilience and individuality. Just as each person's spine is unique, freely bone represents the freedom to grow and evolve without limitations. My designs embrace fluidity, both in terms of space and lines. I sought to challenge traditional perceptions of clothing by rejecting strict, linear forms and instead designing garments that adapt to the body and emotions. My target audience includes urban individuals aged 18 to 35. Their lifestyle is dynamic. These consumers seek practical, high-quality clothing that aligns with their values, and they would foster a personal connection with the brand. Looking ahead, I plan to deepen my exploration of how fashion can act as a medium for empowerment and healing. I aim to collaborate with wellness and rehabilitation communities to reach broader audiences, creating garments that foster conversations around self-acceptance, resilience, and freedom.
Yorubas are brave and fearless, but at the same time soft and firm. Ajogunba is the inheritance of culture and values of our forefathers passed down via oral history. This collection embodies culture, preservation, integrity, respect, resilience, hard work, taking responsibility, celebrating oneself in our way of dressing. Every piece of garment is a blended representation of old tradition techniques and modernity which celebrate artisans and rhizomatic design approach in our today's interconnected society. The collection entails using ethnic fabric, Ashoki and Adire, with different fabrics in the present day, whilst putting mindfulness and transparency at the center of it. This collection explores alternatives to fastenings which are knotting, pull strings, straps, and strap holes. The purpose of this is to have a better understanding of how ancient people in our planet hold garments around their bodies. It also looked into garment construction of the neck area using a one-size-fits-all approach.
The main initiative of the nipple and the pansy has been to create a new contemporary menswear block with different ratios that would benefit the transgender men's community. It comes from exclusion in regular menswear for the customer, but also from a lack of representation of trans men in fashion and in media. I chose the pansy to represent the transition and queerness of the wearer. The tailored jackets are printed with realistic berry flowers, which were made berry and layered as a way to represent transition. The garments that are made of boucle wool all have giant petals integrated into the pattern cutting so that the wearer visually becomes part of the flower. The collection references top surgeries with prints and seams to make it something beautiful to celebrate. The collection uses traditional menswear tailoring codes. The long sleeve tops have integrated shoulder pads, which are bra pads to emphasize the shoulders and make the silhouette more masculine. The trousers have waist adjusters as the ratio between the waist and hip is bigger and can change more due to hormones. The cut also emphasizes the crotch area. It was a way to work with my community and try to answer with them to a lack of accessibility in the market.
In a world where every thread tells a story, this collection is a whisper of hope, a dialogue between tradition, innovation, and honouring the earth while shaping a sustainable future. The fashion industry has long carried a shadow. Discarded clothing clogs our landfills, and synthetic fibres pollute our waters. This collection urges us to confront these challenges, to reimagine and rebuild, because the time for change is now. Creating a 100% biodegradable collection began with bio leather and grew into reimagining every detail. Organic threads, buttons, natural finishes, and non-toxic dyes. Every choice is guided by a deep commitment to the earth. The bio leather became more than a material. It became a testament. a testament to what can be achieved when creativity meets purpose, and when innovation prioritizes the planet over convenience. This collection reminds us that fashion is not shallow, but a force for change. It embodies respect for the earth and integrity in design, where fashion and sustainability walk hand in hand. When the time comes, bury me.
I'm passionate about uncovering the secrets of nature, and the growth structure of the trees provides an unique perspective of my series. From the trunk to the roots, the hidden mysteries within always leave me in awe and inspire me. For instance, the fact that the volume of the tree roots is several times larger than that of the above-ground branches was something I have never anticipated. Observing the chaotic growth patterns of the tree roots reminds me of the compact and the disorderly attachment of the wool to the fabric in wet felting process. Thus, wet felting has become the core design language of the series. The development of wet felting process involved the assistance of a wet felting studio for testing, documentary, and final garment production. I gradually realized that the craft is filled with uncertainties. The texture of the wool and the fabric directly affects the shrinkage of the felt. The direction of the wool layering determines the fabric sturdiness, and the layering of different colors of wool influences the final appearance. These variances are often difficult to control, but based on my tests, experimentation, and calculations, I have managed to minimize this uncontrollable factor. Even though
They still bring unexpected surprises, which I believe is the beauty of the wet felting process. I truly enjoy collaborating with artisans, although the production process is repetitive and time-consuming. I spent dozens of hours on a single garment to ensure the smooth color transitions by needle felting technique. It allows me to focus more on the present and brings me inner peace. I firmly believe that the existence of traditional craftsmanship is not about catering the fast-paced industrial trend, but rather about providing more options for those who are willing to slow down and enjoy a more leisurely lifestyle.